We're back in Fort Pierre as we talk about this opening match here in the SoDak 16 this evening. Phillip and Burke, two teams haven't met each other, but they've had a lot of common opponents. And I'll tell you what, first things first, on paper, I think we've got a match that's coming up that's going to be very evenly matched. And just from how each team has fared against some of these common opponents, I think we've got a match where I'd be surprised if we have just a straight set victory for either of our teams coming up tonight. Quick check at Keys to Success, which are brought to you by the Boyd Consemius Agency of American Family Insurance in Pierre for the Phillip Lady Scotties, having email conversations with the coaches today. And Coach Ellis Smith, who says the Phillip goal to win the serve and pass game, serve receive, going to be a big thing tonight for both teams. They want to play relentless defense, turn all the free balls into points, and also slow down outside hitters. We're going to pause for our national anthem, and we will be back in 1 minute on KGFX.
Bandine Health Services in Phillip and the surrounding area. They are proud to be built on community spirit, starting with funds from Hans P. Peterson, for which the hospital is named. Phillip Health Services, wishing our area athletes best of luck. We're proud of you.
Headley Vet Clinic of Kadoka and Phillip have been serving the needs of area ranchers and pet owners for 30 years and are proud to be part of these business communities. Doctors Bill and Norma Headley provide vet supplies and all types of veterinary services for pets, cattle, and horses. With surgical centers in both Phillip and Kadoka, Headley Vet Clinic is there when you need them. Wishing the best of luck to all area athletes in their competition. Success is no accident. Hard work pays off.
Good luck, athletes, from Kennedy Implement in Phillip. Stop by Kennedy Implement and check out their large inventory of new and used farm equipment. From loader tractors, haying equipment, skid steers, and everything in between. Kennedy Implement has what you need to get the job done right in a timely fashion, too. Kennedy Implement carries New Holland, McCormick, Woods, and many other preferred manufacturers. Stop by and let them know how they can help you. Kennedy Implement in Phillip.
The key to a successful hunt begins at Teton River Traders Gun Shop in Fort Pierre. They carry a large variety of reloading equipment, cleaning supplies, and firearms accessories. They also sell and deliver Liberty gun safes. See Teton River Traders Gun Shop for all your gunsmithing needs, including custom-built firearms.
Back to you in 15.
Teton River Traders Gun Shop, located west of Highway 1434 in Fort Pierre.
Back at Parkview Gym, and Brian Oakland along with you as we continue our pregame show. Nice job on our national anthem, getting us ready for volleyball tonight as well. Talking keys to success from Coach Ellis Smith and the Phillip Lady Scotties. Once again, they want to slow down the outside hitters. Burke's got some real talented hitters and try to get them out of system. They're going to have to put up a solid block against those hitters and always, as always, communicate with each other. Communication, a big key for any volleyball team, obviously. And the stronger it takes maybe to get back to the state tournament for the first time since 2015. For Burke and their keys to success from head coach Billy Joe Indahl. Keys again brought to you by the Boyd Consemius Agency in Pierre. Phillip brings a lot of key hitters in, and they're going to have to make sure also to get a block up on those hitters. And Coach feels if they continue to pass the ball as well as they have been, they can continue to run their strong offensive attack. Another key for Burke is going to be to serve aggressively, try to take the Lady Scotties out of system. Burke, South Central, made the state tournament last year and came up with a sixth-place finish. They're trying to get back to the State B tournament for the second time in their history. And those are keys to success brought to you by the Boyd Consemius Agency in Pierre. You heard from Teton River Traders Gun Shop as well in that last break. They sponsor starting lineups, and the starters in this one will go this way. For the Lady Scotties, a setter is Josie Rush, a 5'7" junior, setting up for the hitters, including Samantha Fillingham, who is a 5'6" senior, mostly from the right side. Joey Carley's a middle hitter at 5'7". She's a junior. Jewel Jones is an outside hitter, 5'7", and a senior. And Connor Lurs, a freshman, at 5'7". The one to watch has to be Silver Lurs, the senior, a 5'11", middle hitter for the Scotties. So you got Copper and Silver Lurs. You've got Jewel Jones, Joey Carley, Sam Fillingham, and Josie Rush, the starting rotation. The libero for Phillip is Tessa Menzel, a 5'2" senior. Cappy West may come in off the bench at times too, a 5'7" senior. For the Lady Scotties, who were 26-5, the 2 seed out of Region 7B. Head coach Ella Smith, assistant coach Mandy Menzel. Starting lineups for their opponents tonight for the Burke Lady Cougar, brought to you by Teton River Traders Gun Shop, beginning with their primary setter, Bobby Joe Wishman, who is a 5'7" sophomore, setting things up for the hitters, including Lana Matucha, a 5'7" senior, hitting from the outside. Taylor Indall is an outside hitter at 5'9", and a junior. Ramey Hansen, a 5'6" sophomore on the outside. Also Sally Haken, a 5'7" sophomore, and the one maybe to watch in the middle especially will be Sierra Swan, a senior, at 5'11". For Burke with Matucha, Indall, Hansen, Wishman, Swan, and Haken, the starting rotation. Haley Benter, a setter in off the bench, a 5'6" junior. Addison Indall, a 5'4" 8th grader, may get in for some time as well. The libero is Lainey Schoenbaum. She is a junior at 5'6" for the Burke Lady Cougars. 28-7 on the season. They were the number 1 seed out of Region 6B. Their head coach is Billy Joe Indall, assisted by Mandy Frank and Megan Weborg. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Teton River Traders Gun Shop in Fort Pierre. One other starting lineup to bring to you is the naming of tonight's game officials. As the teams are shaking hands, they're about ready to get going. So we're going to continue to breeze right through our abbreviated pregame, but tonight's law on the court is from the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General. In their Consumer Protection Division, it looks like at the net we will see Angie Kinsley and Bev Ball. Actually, Bev is down here in the corner. And we have, we've got one official that was not on my list. We had Terry Keller on the list, but it looks like, I believe that's Nicole Bowman over on the net, on the floor side. So Angie Kinsley and I believe Nicole Bowman at the net, and Sharon Ferry and Bev Ball are in the corners doing the line judging tonight. Those are our law on the court. Our game officials is assigned to this SoDak 16. These 2 SoDak 16 matches coming your way tonight, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office. So we're ready to go. Phillip and Burke, the winner, moves on to the State B volleyball tournament. Burke was there last year. Phillip, with the seniors that they have right now, they've been there before. They were there as freshmen. Remember their being there to cover that tournament, and Phillip played very well against a very stout tournament field. Phillip is in black on black with the orange numbers, serving left to right or far court to near, and we're underway. First serve of each of our sets is brought to you by Lynn's Dakota Mart stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. There was a block by Phillip into a lift by the Lady Cougars, so Phillip will strike first, and Josie Rush with that Lynn's Dakota Mart first serve to begin the action here today. And now we've got a net violation on Burke. And all season long, they've been called Burke. I see their football team was Burke as well. They kind of removed the South Central moniker of their co-op. Here's a good swing on the outside, and Burke will score for the first time here tonight as Sally Haken takes a nice back set from the setter. The 5'7" sophomore gets Burke on the board. 2-1 Phillip early on. Burke is in navy blue with the white and gray trim, white numbers. Hitting from right to left. Good deep serve here on their first effort. Phillip has to free ball it back, and the little bump across is wide and out of bounds on the near side. So Phillip gets an unforced error on their return of serve. You always talk about keys to success. Coaches will pretty much say the same thing. You got to get in system, especially on serve receive. Teams that struggle with that are those that are going to really have trouble having success over the course of the match. Copper Lurs coming up on the outside. It's a left side swing. She'll get a kill as Burke got one hit on it, but back into the net and no second play. So a kill for Copper Lurs her first. Here's a tough angle, and on the left side, Burke comes back and gets the ball to fall. Taylor Indall, 5'9" junior, with her first kill of the night. That one ended up just on the back end line. Looking at a match here, and again, I talked about it before, but on paper, I think this game is going to be, or this match is going to be very, very close. There's a hard shot by Silver Lurs, and we'll see a lot of that tonight. Nice dig, but back over the net. Now Burke gets a free ball, and their opportunity. Indall, though, can't reach it. The set pass a little too close to the net for Indall to tap it over. Phillip had a good double block go anyway. And the Scotties will take the serve once again inside out, where every serve results in a point. It's rally scoring. Silver lures into the backcourt, the back line. She gets a dig back to the net, and the tapper back by the Cougars played up, and now Burke is under the line or into the net. And Bobby Joe Indall getting an explanation on that net violation, and three of the five Phillip points so far on errors by the Lady Cougars. Indall stays on the floor this time to palm one across. Phillip able to set one up to Copper Lures. A big swing. The dig back over the net. Now a battle at the net, and standing her ground is Joey Carley, the 5'7" junior, who gets the last say on that. So far, Phillip winning the battle of the net. They're winning the game 6-3 as we played at 25. You got to win by 2, of course. There's a nice back set, and outside right, Sierra Swan gets her first swinging kill of the night. So Phillip had 3 in a row to go up 6-3. Burke will get the side out, and Lainey Schoenbaum, who is wearing the pink libero jersey tonight, off-colored from the rest of the team. It's a nice running jump serve. Tough return, but a nice job in getting it out of there by the Lady Scotties. Burke has to clear out. Schoenbaum, feet on the floor behind the 10-foot line, comes up a little too relaxed and into the net once again. So Phillip takes the one and done right back, left to right. Serve is across from Fillingham. And she tries to reach up and can't get this one in time for Taylor Indall, who will get the swinging kill. So we're having a lot of quick points. Talk about how even we expect this match to be. That might mean that we get a lot of long rallies, long volleys in this one, but that hasn't been the case so far. Of course, that can also mean that both teams play extremely well. They've got an issue with the scoreboard, so they are delaying and waiting to correct that as Taylor Indall has rotated to serve. From right to left, Cougars put it in play. 5 serving 7. Phillip will set it up. Copper lures outside, but too long and too strong. That's a hitting error for the Scotties. And again, another quick point here as this one goes to Burke. Up, the second hit tapped over. Chance for the Cougars through the block, and the libero for Phillip bails them out. Nice job on the dig, and now a left side swing that stays into the net. Heck of a play by Tessa Menzel with a one-handed dig to keep it in control. Back on the Burke side. Left side hitter ended up putting it into the net. Now a serve, an ace at the feet of Beverly Ball down in the corner directly in front of us. This is an ace for Copper Lures. First ace of the night for either team. Next one comes. Played up by Matucha, but a free ball back by the Cougars. Last touch by Schoenbaum. Phillip gets a chance, and into the back row. They'll send it, and a back row attack is good for Sam Fillingham. 5'6" senior makes it 10-6, and Burke will take our opening timeout of the night. Here in game number 1, the 7-seeded Lady Scotties out to a 4-point advantage. We'll pause for 30 seconds. We're back with more from the SoDak 16 in Fort Pierre on KGFX.
SHINE, the state senior health insurance program, and the Office of Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection are fighting fraud and abuse in the healthcare system. If you have Medicare, you can help by guarding your Medicare number. Don't share it with anybody who contacts you by telephone, email, or in person. Medicare you for your Medicare number or other personal information. To report potential fraud, waste, or abuse, call Consumer Protection at 1-800-300-1986. That's 1-800-300-1986.
Back out of the timeout. Quick conversations for both teams. And we're back at it. The Scotties put it back in play. Burke returns. Phillip with a chance, but they'll tap it out on the left side. Our far side of the court from our vantage point, but a mid hit as this one goes wide left from Jewel Jones. 10-7 our score. Now a service error, though, as Burke gives it right back. Wishman with the miss on that one will make it 11-7. And back at it come the Cougars. Their first swing on the return of serve goes a little bit long. Sally Haken misfiring. That's 6 errors by Burke already, as they have not quite got their feet underneath them yet here in this critical match. Obviously, there's a long way to go. And this team has had a lot. They know what they're doing. It's a nice swing, but a dig the back row to deny Matucha. They'll go back to Lana's way, and now this one down the line. On the near side, Lana Matucha scores her first point of the night. 8 serving 12. Burke with a little hill to climb, but plenty of time to go here. Right to left, the serve comes from Ramey Hansen, but she'll hit it a little too strong. Burke is having a lot of trouble right now in getting service points. As they've got the serve, they're not scoring points with the serve for the most part yet tonight. Obviously, Phillip with just a 4-point lead hasn't done a heck of a lot better in that department. Here's a couple of shoves back and forth. Cougars have a chance, but a little miscommunication. They finally get it out of there with free ball, but Phillip comes back off the net. Silver lures. Was that through the block or off the net? They say there was a touch by the front line of the Cougars. And Silver will get her second kill. Actually, that's her first kill of the night. Didn't get one through her first trip in the rotation. 14-8, Scotty's opening up a lead. Now they've got a block. Phillips celebrated almost too soon. They're back at it, though. Nice job to keep it alive by the Cougars, but now a swinging kill is good by Cappy West, who is in for the first time. Cappy's a 5'7" senior. And she came in as Sam Fillingham came back out. Josie Rush serving. 7 points. Scotty lead here, game one. That's a good swing out on the right side here for Haken, but Phillip defends well. It's that aggressive defense that Ella Smith said they were going to need. Key to success. Matucha misses this one into the net, and I think that net defensive presence so far by the Scotties is into the minds of some of the Lady Cougars so far, as they're getting doubled up right now. 16-8. Left-handed tap is out of there by Swan. Rush will bump one across libero to libero. Good pass to set up, but the set pass mistimed. Pass went a little bit too high. Sierra Swan wanted a quick set, and it was a little higher than she had expected it, so another hitting error. Burke with some hitting or some trouble returning the serve, but they get it out. Now a back row attack. Boy, Phillip has everything rolling right now. Copper lures with another good swing. And Phillip right now is on a 6-point rally that has them up by 10. It's 18, serving 8, and a timeout is on the floor. We'll keep it here during this one. We'll tell you what else is going on. Again, we've got a doubleheader here in Fort Pierre. First game on KGFX AM, second game on KPLO FM. Both games, of course, live streamed at YouTube.com, although the second match coming up tonight will be on the KPLO channel. This one, of course, is on KGFX. Meanwhile, Darren Boyle over at James Valley Christian High School in Huron is broadcasting on KPLO FM right now with Miller taking on Chamberlain. That's the 1 versus 16 in Class A. And then we'll follow that one in Huron with a match that'll be here on KGFX with Sully Buttes taking on Chester Area, who's a Class B perennial power. So some good volleyball in Huron tonight. Should have a couple of good ones here in Fort Pierre as well. As the swing, good setup by the Cougars, but they will go cross court and misfire. So 9 errors so far by the Cougars, and Phillip continues to run that lead up to 19-8. Here's a second hit over, though, on the return of serve. Tough pass up to the net. But a good job by the setter, Bobby Joe Wishman, to just tap it over, and Phillip maybe wasn't ready for that one. Big side out here for the Lady Cougars, and they'll try to chip away, get back in this one. Trailing by 10, 9 serving 19. Here's Lurs coming to the near side. Unable to keep that one in play. That's hitting error number 4 for the Scotties, and a service point, a rare one at that for the Lady Cougars. 19-10, our game one score. Back row plays this one up for Phillip. Here's a swing for West, and she mishit that one. You can tell from where we're sitting here up in the high corner of Parkview Gym that Cappy just hit that one off of the side of her hand. And if Phillip is going to let Burke get back in this one, it might be with the help of hitting errors. That's certainly what we would call help. And now they've got 3 in a row as West unable to get on top of this one, swinging from behind the 10-foot line. So 3 in a row for the Lady Cougars. It's 12 serving 19 now. And what was actually 19-8. That's actually 4 in a row here for Burke. Lurs has to stay on the floor. Gets rid of it. Cougars will set up. Little tap on the outside left for Indahl. Lurs gets it back and unable to be kept in play by Lainey Schoenbaum. Silver Lurs been taking a lot of swings over the years. I remember seeing Phillip in the state tournament especially. Well, it was 3 years ago, 2015, Silver's freshman year. It was a nice job at the net. This is Copper Lurs with the ace block. That's 3 in the game, but boy, Silver Lurs, even as a freshman, was a hard-hitting middle hitter. Phillip had a good team. They did finish 7th that year in the state tournament. They want to get back there and make some things happen, especially for these seniors who have been around for a long time. They get a service ace for Jewel Jones. First hit was there, but the setter couldn't get to the ball in time for Burke. And it's 22-12. Burke had 4 in a row, but Phillip's getting them right back. There's a nice hit. Good court vision on this one for Sierra Swan. Had to make the hit across, but she hit it over the top of everybody for the Lady Scotties, but still in fair play in the back line. Back to the Cougars. Tough serve here, nicely done. Not really any play on it at all. I'm going to give an ace to Sally Haken, their first of the night, 22-14. Haken will bring it again from right to left. Goes deep this time, played up by Menzel to the setter, and Lurs has the tap, and that's out of the reach of the diving Schoenbaum. Silver hits him hard, but not this time. She just taps it right over the defense, and Phillip is 2 away from striking first here in the SoDak 16. Lurs back to serve this time. Cougars will play this one up. Indahl with a swing, and that one gets by Silver Lurs for the kill. And yet another, and it just keeps on coming, these quick points. Now this match might go more than 3 sets, but it still may not take very long because neither of these teams are able to defend against the hard-hitting swing from the other side. Here's a swing from the back row from the libero. Rush will hit it a little too long. Now Phillip has 7 hitting errors, and Burke's hanging around, 23-16. But they've got a big hill to climb here. Schoenbaum, oh my, gets it back to the net, and the swing goes out of bounds. Bobby Joe Indahl is asking maybe for a net violation, but I thought, I was thinking that maybe the net was grabbed on the follow-through of the swing by the Cougars. Anyway, this is game point for the Scotties. Swing on the right side, Indahl is denied. Phillip gets it back. We've got another whistle, and we've got a 4-hit violation. Phillip thought maybe there was a touch, perhaps, but one of the hits didn't clear the net, apparently. So 1 game point fought off. It's 24-17. Tap by Copper Lures. Burke will set something up here. Matusha tapped it away. Here's a swing through the block, and it's down. Phillip will score the kill. Copper Lures with the final say, and game 1 is in the books. And on the Wegner Auto scoreboard, the Lady Scotties do strike first as they beat Burke 25-17. Scoreboards are brought to you by Wegner Auto Company in Pierre. They are the one place to go view all of their inventory online at WegnerAuto.com. We take a 60-second break, and we're back. We go to game number 2 as we give you the SoDak 16 in Class B on 1060 KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Welcome to Lynn's Dakota Mart. Check out their selection in the meat, produce, and deli department, as well as the rest of the store. The freshest and best quality in the area. Don't see what you need? Just ask. Their friendly staff is more than happy to help in any way possible. For any gathering, large or small, Lynn's Dakota Mart is there for you. Special orders and requests, too. Smart grocery shopping takes a little TLC. Lynn's Dakota Mart. Thrifty, local, and convenient.
Best of luck to the Phillip Scotties from First National Bank in Phillip. We are proud to sponsor the Scotties and our youth in all their activities. First National Bank in Phillip has, for over 100 years, served a large part of western South Dakota by providing quality banking based on customer service. First National Bank in Phillip understands agriculture and can help you make the big financial decisions a little bit easier. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Parkview Gym in Fort Pierre. Pretty good contingencies from both cities, Phillip and Burke. Phillip filling the lower deck, actually Burke across the way as well. Kimball White Lake and Kadoka area will help fill more space as the evening goes along. They'll play game 2 of this SoDak 16 doubleheader later on, and again that we will move over to KPLO with FM with that one. 8 kills in this first set for both teams, but the difference is, for the most part, the hitting errors. Both teams had probably more than they're used to in a set. Burke especially with 10 errors in that first game that helped the Phillip cause. Obviously both teams could easily be pressing a little bit. There's a little more on the line here tonight as the winner of this one moves on to the state tournament. Burke's trying to make a return trip. Lady Scotties trying to get back to the state tournament for the first time in 3 years. Last time Phillip was in the state tournament, by the way, was in Sioux Falls. It was the first state volleyball tournament at the Denny Sanford Premier Center, and that is where the tournament will be next weekend as well. Burke will try to go first here as they'll serve from left to right. Lana Matusha, 5'7" senior. Good serve to start it up. Linz Dakota Mart first serve, returned by the Scotties, but errantly as the set pass kept Lurs on the floor a little bit. Setting has to be key for both teams, and I don't think either team is really getting what they want out of their passing, both from the back row up front and maybe from the setters to the hitters, more as opposed to what they're used to. But here's a nice look by Josie Rush, the setter for Phillip, who had to take this play up of the serve. It was a little too close to the net, and all she could do was tap over, but she found the spot, giving Phillip their first point of game number 2. Phillip got that first one 25-17. Here's a tapper good for Taylor Indahl. Taylor performing well so far at the net tonight. That is her 4th kill unofficially. Burke leads 2-1. We've traded sides, so Burke coming from left to right, Phillip returning right to left, and how about a set assist for Silver Lurs, who gets it outside to the right, and Cappy West will hit and score. Good cross-court effort there. 2-2 early on here in the second. Boy, that's a sharp angle. Indahl went right at number 9, Jewel Jones, who had the serve, and Jewel was barely just getting back into position to try to defend the swing, but Indahl sent it right at her. We've serve. Indahl is blocked by Copperlers. Now Silver setting up Copper from the left to the right, and a cross-court hit is good. Copperlers has been tough tonight so far. She's got 4 kills at the net. And another side out here. Quick rotations for both teams. Silver Lurs serves right to left. Lobs this one across. Coming up to make the play on it was Matushuk. There's a big hit for Indahl on the right side. And this is what we expected. Side out, 1 point at a time. Silver Lurs and Cappy West checking out for the Scotties, but the serve belongs to the Cougars. Rush will set it backward out. Swung over, but returned right back to Fillingham. Now Burke gets a swing and a score. Matusha is up in the left front. Her 2nd kill. I think she was a little quiet in that first one. Over in Huron on KPLO, Miller wins the first set easily over the 16 seed Chamberlain. 25-6. Miller gets the first set there. And we've got an ace here for the Cougars, who suddenly have run off 3 in a row. This ace is for Taylor Indahl to go along with her 6 kills already to lead all scorers in this match. Cougars seem to be a little more settled down right now, a little in much better rhythm. There's a good swing. That is just a little bit wide. The cross-court effort. Phillip thinks there's a tip. I don't think they're going to get it. So Fillingham will miss by just an inch or two on the near side. I think that was a pretty good call. 7-3. Phillip will return. Rush with a nice set out. And Joey Carley with one of her first few swings of the night. Back to Copper Lurs. She is denied by Indall. Here's Matusha swinging and scoring. And it didn't take long for Burke to get the momentum here in this second set after we traded about 6 side outs. We were tied at 1, tied at 2, tied at 3, but now 5 in a row for the Lady Cougars. That'll come to an end here with an errant serve as Indall will miss it wide to her right and our near side. But 8-3, now 8-4. Lady Cougars leading. Fillingham serves. Schoenbaum ranging over. Set to the back row, and a back row attack is good for Taylor Indall. Well, a lot of these talented hitters never met a spot on the floor they didn't like to swing from, and Taylor Indall, even in the back row, able to get the attack. Phillip has had a couple of back row swinging kills as well. Copper Lurs. Tough play here for Schoenbaum. I could see the angle she was looking at because Copper Lurs was hitting straight away from where I'm at, looking down onto the court. And Copper made an adjustment. She hit that to the right of where I thought she would. And now to the left of Lainey Schoenbaum as well. Now an ace for the aforementioned Copper Lurs, her second. And Phillip trying to get back into this. What was a 6-point deficit. Actually, Burke had 6 in a row. There's a swinging kill. I believe that was in the middle for Sally Haken. One thing about Burke, I think they may have a few more weapons as far as the number of swingers that they have and hard-hitting front-line players than maybe Phillip does, but Burke serves into the net. That was Ramey Hansen with an opportunity, but she'll check out in place of the libero. Updated score, Phillip 7, serving 10 to Burke. Burke gets the return of serve, but a dig for the Scotties. Lurs swings from the back row and through the block and down. Burke had the block there, but it dropped straight down and on the Cougars side. And Copper Lurs continues to impress. It's Copper for Phillip and Taylor Indall especially for the Cougars. Here's a swing and a kill, and Sierra Swan will score her third of the night. I am just amazed. I'll tell you what, if you watch college volleyball, these are the kinds of volleys you see. They don't last very long, and these two teams are both playing very well. Aside from the hitting errors that we saw in that first set, which we touched on earlier, now a service error for the Cougars. And it comes back to Phillip, who's suddenly within 2. Burke found out in that first set they cannot afford to give Phillip some unearned points, shall we say. Here's Silverlers swinging up front, nicely kept alive by Haken. Burke will free ball out. Now a chance to set up Silverlers to the back row, and that one didn't miss by much. Sharon Ferry with a good look at it, though. Third hitting error for the Scotties. Back to Burke it goes. 12 serving 9. Haken with a good running jump serve. Played up by the Scotties. They'll clear it out. Dig to the libero. That's her job, obviously. Indall is denied. Another swing through the block. Jewel Jones unsuccessful. Now back to the Scotties. Burke didn't get anything on that one. Lurs has to tap. Nothing there. It's Indall. To the setter, back to Indall, blocked, back to the Cougars. Then they'll try the right side. Fillingham, nope. Phillip with a hitting error here from Jones, relaxing just a little bit. Boy, some good digging going on. Both Tessa Menzel of Phillip and Lainey Schoenbaum in particular of Burke, the two liberos showing why they wear the off-color jerseys. That was the longest volley of the night by far. Unfortunately, a hitting error is what brought it to an end. It was a service point for Burke. They're back at it. Here is an awkward swing up front for Sierra Swan. That'll be just the first hitting error for Burke tonight in this second set. They lead 13-10, but Phillip will serve. This is Jones, right to left. Laid up by Schoenbaum. They'll set it up outside. Indahl just a tapper over the defense. Now Lurs swings from the left side of the Phillip line. Nothing doing. And also Burke on the return once again. Tough set there. Josie Rush might have gotten away with one, but made it look good. Here's Indahl. Menzel with the dig. It's up to the basketball structure over her head and straight back to the floor. So Indahl will swing and score on this one. It's a pretty high ceiling here at Parkview Gym, but that one would have touched the rafters even if the basketball structure wasn't overhead. Ooh, the Scotties duck under this Schoenbaum serve, but it is fair by plenty of margin. And Lainey Schoenbaum with her first ace of the night, third of the evening for Burke overall. Burke trying to maintain an arm's length lead, 15-10 our score, game number 2. Cougars trying to pull even. Scotty's trying to go up 2-0. That's another ace for Schoenbaum. Boy, she had some hook on that one. Scotty's misplay it, 16-10, and a timeout on the floor will be called by Ella Smith and the Lady Scotties, as we'll take a 30-second break as well. Phillip leads 1-0, but Burke is in the second, leading 16-10 on KGFX.
Want to know what I like best about high school sports? I love watching my son run on the field. I love playing high school sports. He's making better decisions. And I love knowing that with the proper equipment, education, conditioning, and coaching, high school sports here in South Dakota are safer than ever before. And that's something I really love.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back in Fort Pierre, of course, a South Dakota High School Activities Association sanctioned event. Going to be a fun night here, already off to a pretty good start. Phillip and Burke battling, and out of the timeout, another Lainey Schoenbaum serve is let go, this time by Copper Lures. Schoenbaum has 3 aces in a row in this service run that is now up to, I believe, 6 in a row. Schoenbaum again. Menzel plays this one. A nice bailout here by Cappy West. Copper Lures will swing to the net. It's blocked back by Indahl. Now Phillip has to free ball it away. Nice job keeping it alive, but Indahl will come and end the point with another swinging kill from the middle this time. Most of the points Taylor Indahl's been scoring have been on the sides, but this one from the middle, through the block and down. You see what Burke is capable of, and despite 3 aces in the run, Lainey Schoenbaum will end the run with a serve into the net. 18-11 though, Burke up by a touchdown as Silver Lures will serve for the Lady Scotties. Indahl has to redirect, and the Cougars are into and or under the net. It'll be a hitting error. And back to Lurs to serve again. Schoenbaum plays this one up. Indahl has to tap it away. Big swing from Phillip up front. West will miss, wide and out of bounds to the left. Haven't had as many hitting errors for both teams combined in this second set, but Phillip's starting to misfire on a few of them. Now, even from across from the other end of the gym, we could see Taylor Indahl taking her eye off the ball as she tried to serve it away. Now, this is the one thing Burke really struggling with right now in this second set, despite a 19-13 lead. But they've misfired on 5 service errors so far in this game. Phillip, miscommunication. Josie Rush got the first touch here, and she's the primary setter, so everybody else was waiting for the setter to come and get that second hit. The setter already had the first, can't do 2 in a row. Now 20-13. And another swing into the net here, misfired. Joey Carley unable to get one across. Now 7 hitting errors here for the Scotties. 21 serving 13. Serve played up this time by Fillingham, but no system for Phillip. Outside it goes to Sally Haken, blocked back. Nice job in the trailing to keep it alive, but the free ball by Burke comes back a little too far, and that'll be a point to the Scotties. Getting some scores rolled in. I wanted to give you the schedule of games on the SoDak 16s, both Class B and A. We'll do that as time allows. Got a couple of set one scores in Class A. Parker has a win in game one in their match. Sioux Falls Christian, probably the top-ranked team in the state, also has a win as they lead Millbank. Here is Jewel Jones, I believe it was, who gets the swing and a kill. That would be her first of the night. Phillip with a couple in serve now. Copper lures right to left, has it away. Burke gets a bump set spike. Menzel lays out to deny a nice hit by Indahl, and it comes right back and a tap into the campfire. 2 in a row, good for Jewel Jones. Phillip not going away quietly here as they've chipped away with 3 in a row. Pulling back within 5. Now a miscue by Matucha up front for Burke on their left side, and a timeout called by Bobby Joe Indahl. 21-17, 4 in a row by the Scotties as Burke again leads so far in game 2, trying to pull even. We'll be back after another 30-second timeout. You're listening to the SoDak 16 Class B on KGFX.
Good luck, Phillip Scotties, from your fans at Phillip Motors in Phillip. So far this season, you've proved that talent, determination, and working together as a team are the keys to success. Keep up the good work and go get them, Scotties. The Phillip Motor team is behind you all the way. Phillip Motor, a proud supporter of high school athletics and activities, and the Phillip Scotties. Next time you're looking for a new vehicle, stop by Phillip Motor and visit with the guys or call 859-2585.
Welcome back to Parkview Gym in Fort Pierre, home of the Stanley County Buffaloes, but home to the SoDak 16. 2 matches here tonight. The first one turning into a good one. 21-16, Burke leads. We're in game 2, but Phillip serves out of the timeout. Couple of trips across the net for the ball. Now back to Burke as Matucha has to tap it away. Phillip will take a swing from the back row. Copper lures, comes up short. It's into the net. For Phillip especially, some of this swings like that we're working all game long in game number 1, not coming so easily here in game number 2. Menzel has to lay out to return another nice serve. Boy, Miller has already defeated Chamberlain in game 2, 25-4 on KPLO. Swing by Burke was ruled touch. Now they get it back and they free ball it back. Phillip with an opportunity. They'll set up Jones on the left side, but had to run a long way to get there. Bigger swing here, and that's good. Taylor Indahl will score her 7th kill of this second set, and Burke has 2 to go before they tie this one up. 23-17. Make it 24. Serve rides up high, and Sam Fillingham, it's an ace for the Lady Cougars. And this is number 5, Addison Indahl, who, that's the 8th grader that we're calling her name for the first time, and she'll finish with 2 aces in a row. Menzel puts this one up into the upper deck. Addison Indahl with the exclamation point on game number 2. Phillip got the first one 25-17, but Burke reverses the tables here in game number 2, and the Wagner Auto scoreboard is the mirror score. Burke 25 and Phillip 17. Wagner Auto Company of Pierre is the one place to go, and we'll pause for 1 minute. Game number 3 coming up next in the first of 2 from the SoDak 16 on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Phillip Health Services, with decades of patient-centered care, continues today and in the future through a hospital, nursing home, home health care services, clinics in Phillip and Kadoka, physical and sports medicine therapy, and assisted living. Phillip Health Services provides outstanding health services in Phillip and the surrounding area. They are proud to be built on community spirit, starting with funds from Hans P. Peterson, for which the hospital is named. Phillip Health Services, wishing our area athletes best of luck. We're proud of you.
Headley Vet Clinic of Kadoka and Phillip have been serving the needs of area ranchers and pet owners for 30 years and are proud to be part of these business communities. Doctors Bill and Norma Headley provide vet supplies and all types of veterinary services for pets, cattle, and horses. With surgical centers in both Phillip and Kadoka, Headley Vet Clinic is there when you need them. Wishing the best of luck to all area athletes in their competition. Success is no accident. Hard work pays off.
Back at Parkview Gym, Phillip got the first one by 8. Burke gets the second one by 8. And Burke really using an aggressive serve with 6 aces, including the last 2, to close out that second set. Talked about one of the things they were struggling with in that second game. I had them at 5 service errors, but again, you got 6 aces, and Phillip really having a hard time in serve-receive in that second game. Well, obviously, Burke is serving very aggressively, and I think that's, if Phillip doesn't get things turned around here in this third game, that might become one of the biggest keys in this match when we talk about keys to success. So we're tied at a set apiece. Brian Oakland back with you. Jeff Duncan, our score master, will continue to provide some scores for us. Here's the rest of the docket in the Class B. SoDak 16. Number 1 seed is Northwestern. In Mobridge tonight, they're playing Harding County, the 16 seed. Along with Northwestern, Perennial Power is Warner. They're number 2. They're in Watertown playing against the Freeman Flyers. Number 3 is Chester area. They'll play at 7 o'clock in Huron tonight against Sully Buttes. That'll be after this one here on KGFX. Darren Boyle will have the call on that one. Number 4 is Faith. Only 1 loss all season long. They're playing number 13, Bridgewater Emory. That match taking place out in Wall. Kadoka area will be here against Kimball White Lake. That's the 5 and 12. Which we'll have here on actually on KPLO. We'll call that one from here in Parkview Gym later on. Number 6 is Faulkton area. They're taking on number 11 Dubrook in the Miller Armory. Here is the 7-10, of course, with Phillip and Burke. And number 8 seed is Ethan taking on number 9 Arlington in Madison tonight. Game number 3, ready to go. And Josie Rush puts our Linz Dakota Mart first serve in play from Linz Dakota Mart in Pier and Fort Pier. Good angle for Burke coming right back. And Sierra Swan will get the first swing and score of the third game. We've really only had one, if you're just joining us, just one long volley tonight. These two teams have set things up. They've gotten big swings. They've actually had a lot of hitting errors as well. Phillip had 8 of them in that second set. Burke with 4, which was much better than the 10 they had in the first set. Here's a serve return back to the net, and Swan was trying to put the hammer down with some authority, but hits it too long, and Phillip will get their first point of the third set now. Jewel Jones serving for the Scotties. Boy, line drive serve, well timed on the swing here to Taylor Indahl, who will swing and score. Give credit to the setter, Bobby Jill Wishman, the 5'7" sophomore. Back to Burke. Sally Haken, the server. Silver Lurs swinging to bring it back, but Burke covered that one up at their third opportunity to hit it over. Got Sierra Swan spinning in the middle of the front line. Now an ace to Lurs and one of those in-betweeners. An open-handed illegal touch here from Haken. So Silver Lurs gets her first ace of the night. 3-2, Phillip with a couple in a row. Swan swinging from the outside and the right. That's Josie Rush with the dig. Good recognition this time, I believe by Cappy West to get a setup. And Indahl will swing once again, and just a little momentary, a split-second bit of I got it, you take it by the Scotties gives Indahl another swinging kill, I should say. So it's 3-3. Lainey Schoenbaum serves from right to left. Jewel Jones to Josie Rush. Out to Sam Fillingham, who swings, and her swat is blocked, but backing out of bounds by the Burke front lines. Fillingham will score her second kill of the evening, and she'll rotate to serve. Sam left to right across, played by Schoenbaum, up to Wishman, who bumps it out. Tough angle to get it back in there. Ramey Hansen makes the play. And Phillip misfires with Copper Lurs on their left side of the front line. So we continue back and forth once again. Gave you the Class A, or the Class B SoDak 16 matches. I'll give you the A's a little later on. Josie Rush is back set, looking for Joey Carley. Carley had to redirect and misses it wide right and out of bounds. Here's a serve that's looked right away like it was going to go long. Still almost came down in fair play, but Taylor Indahl with the miss. 3 service errors for Taylor, about the only thing that she's done wrong all night long. Here's Matusha swinging. Nice keep alive up front by the Phillip front line defense, but a free ball back to the Cougars. Now Wishman, second hit has to go over, and she's got it into the campfire. Bobby Jo Wishman, good recognition. As we continue to go back and forth, 5-5 becomes 6-5. As the Lady Cougars will hit it away, right to left. Good set outside. Jewel Jones taps it away, though. Matusha blocked. Burke keeps it alive, and that third hit is just barely across. Jones again, bigger swing this time, and that will be a 4-hit violation. That swing didn't make it across the tape. Stayed on the Phillips side. Third hitting error, ready to go with a 7-5 Cougar lead here. And a little lob on the running jumper. Very deceptive serve by Wishman that time. She'll come and get the pass. Back set away on the right side, and it is Copper Lurs unable to run it down. That's 21, Sally Haken with the tapper, I believe, and a few in a row for Burke have sent us into another timeout called by the Lady Scotties. It's 8-5. We're in the third. Again, Phillip had the first set. Burke comes back, gets the second, leading by 3 early in the third. We'll give you a look at the Class A SoDak 16 matches. Of course, the one we've got going on KPLO-FM is a 2-0 lead for Miller over Chamberlain. That is the 1 versus 16. Miller, the top overall seed in that tournament bracket. Number 2 is McCook Central. By the way, they're Miller and Chamberlain playing at James Valley Christian in Huron tonight. McCook Central Montrose is the 2 seed. They're taking on Dakota Valley, who has taken a little bit of a step back this year. They're playing that match at Sioux Falls Roosevelt. The 3 seed is Sioux Falls Christian, but the top ranked team in the state, they're playing in Madison against Hamlin, and Sioux Falls Christian got the first set in that one. Number 4 is Winter, as we wish the Winter Warriors good luck. They're taking on Pine Ridge. That game taking place in Wall as we speak. We'll give you the other half of the bracket later on in Class A. Phillip, in the meantime, out of the timeout, comes back. Tries to go deep to the back row, but a little too far from Fillingham. Now 4 in a row scored by the Cougars, and they're up 9-5. Wishman continues to serve, and this lob is a good one. And Burke continues to build the momentum here. Parker leads Madison now 2-0 in the Class A. They won the second one 25-17. Wishman into the net this time. So a service run of 5 in a row comes to an end, and Phillip going to have to play from behind again. Tessa Menzel will serve. 5'2", senior libero. Matusha plays it up to Wishman, and swing and score. Good for Sally Haken. If you're not familiar with volleyball, maybe you watch it, but you don't understand some of the terminology or whatever. Coaches always say, and our coaches tonight as well said when they gave me keys to success throughout the day, as Addison Indahl serves into the net, but coaches will always say we've got to get in system, and that mainly starts with the return of the serve. If you get a good pass to your setter, the setter gets a good set pass to your hitter, a lot of times it comes right back. Burke is the team right now that is doing a better job of getting in system as they return the Phillips serve here. Menzel goes to run a free ball down, cleared out by the Scotties. Now back to Haken. Doesn't get much on it. Nice job on the lunge by Josie Rush. Back to the Cougars. Tapped out by Matusha. Now it goes across for Phillip and swing through the block. Nice job going to get it was Wishman. Free ball back to Phillip. Copper Lurs to Josie Rush. Now Jewel Jones adjusts and stays on the floor to clear out. Matusha is good on the left side. Maybe the second longest volley we've seen tonight on that point. Matusha finishes this one. with a nice swing. Didn't look like she really got up in the air much on that one, but well placed. Lana has 4 kills. She rotates to serve in a 12-7 ball game. And another ace. Boy, Phillip just having all kinds of trouble with the aggressive serve of the Burke Lady Cougars. Lana Matusha gets into the act. That's her first ace of the night. She is the 6th different Burke server with an ace tonight. Ready to go again. This one a good hard one to the middle back. Copperlers plays it up. Little slide set out to Silverlers, but the block is good for Burke. Haley Indahl with the ace block. Burke's got Phillip's number right now, 14-7. Matusha again. This one played up by Copperlures. Phillip gets a swing on the outside, and somehow Indahl keeps it in play. However, Indahl with a hand over the line under the net. Boy, that was a heck of an effort, but it comes up all for naught by the Cougars. So Phillip gets a side out, and a much-needed one at that. They need a service run. Either now or very quickly. They won't get it here as Indahl's swing into the block is back over on the Burke side, but out of bounds. And the Cougars will take it right back again. Sally Haken ready to roll. 5'7" sophomore from right to left. Lobs across to Menzel. Now to Rush. Here's Lurs trying to get a big one, but the Cougars deny at the net. Burke's got an answer for everything. Phillips throwing up there at the net right now. Haken and Indahl together on a double block, sending us to another timeout. 16-8 our score as Burke looks to go up 2-0, going to 25 here in game number 3. Let's take a 30-second break. We're back with more of the Class B SoDak 16 on KGFX.
Did you know that CHS Midwest Cooperative Autumn Rewards provides qualified customers 0% interest and you don't have to give up any cash or volume discounts? That's right. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, we're working with you to provide lasting success. Customers receive full cash and volume discounts on industry-leading genetics, seed treatments, plus 0%. Your CHS Midwest Cooperative agronomist is ready to help you build a plan for success in 2019. Why wait? Contact CHS Midwest Cooperative today to learn more.
Brian Oakland back at Parkview Gym as you listen to the SoDak 16 on KGFX AM 107.1 FM, Pier Fort Pier, member of the Dakota Radio Group, and a special hey, howdy, hey. Yeah, I just pulled out a Toy Story reference to all of those listening and watching on our YouTube feed. Out of the timeout, Phillip comes back. They set up a nice play, but they are unable to keep it in play. Cross-court hit by Silver Lurs, misses out of bounds. Copper will take a swing, though. Nice lunging dive and the dig to Lana Matusha here. Free ball back to Phillip. Burke kept it alive. Phillip taps it over. Now back to the Lady Scotties once again. Rush sets up out to Copperlures. Burke keeps this one alive, but a punch up in the air and back over to the Cougar bench. That's out of bounds. Copperlures, who was swinging very well through the first game and early in the second set, finally gets another kill. That is her 7th of the night. Side out is back to the Scotties as they get it back from Burke off the serve. A little denial by the Cougars and another swing up front. Haley Indahl seems to just be getting better and better as this night goes on. 18-9 our updated score. Burke with his substitution. I believe it's Sierra Swan that is checked out. Ramey Hansen is in up front. Here's Joey Carley with a swing and her first kill of the night. As the Scotties come right back with a side out. It'll be 10 serving 18. Scotties serving from left to right. Sam Fillingham gets it away. Good pass up to the setter. Dig is back over to Burke. Now Hansen with a swing, and Phillip is into the net. Be a net violation, an error on the Scotties. Not a kill for Ramey Hansen, but a good swing, I believe, her first swing of the night. And it's 19-10, right back to Burke. It's a good run down by Josie Rush. Good hustle behind the ladder to get it back in play. Phillip clears it out. Now Phillip with a block. But Schoenbaum kept it off the floor. Now Carly again, this time into the net. Phillip had a good hustle. They had a great swing. It looked like they were going to... Actually, they had a great block, but Lainey Schoenbaum kept it alive, and Burke come back and got the point. Carly taps it over on the next point here. Still alive, 20-10 here in the third. Big swing. Copper Lures meant some business that time. Big side out back to Phillip. They're getting their side outs, but Burke is the team who's putting 2 and 3, maybe 4 points together in the service runs, and the Scotties need to find a way to keep those serves alive right now. Trailing 20-11. Carly with a tapper is good. Took a swing on that, kind of an awkward hit, but out of the reach of Indahl. Lunging in front of her, and now Joey Carly with a couple. Phillip continues to serve, and they'll give it back. Copper Lures too much on that one. That actually the first service error by the Scotties all night long. In Class A, number 3, Sioux Falls Christian leads Hamlin now 2-0. Sioux Falls Christian year after year, at least for the last, I'd say 5 to 10 years, probably the top program in Class A, high school volleyball. And miscommunication here as Copper Lures had a nice dig, but nobody was able to run down that second set. And I believe that might have been Sally Haken taking the swing. I'll go ahead and give her the kill, 22-12. And Joey Carly will check out for the Scotties. In comes Arlie Spry, a 5'5" sophomore, her first trip on the floor tonight. Another aggressive serve by Wishman. Played up by Copper Lures. The set comes back from Rush to Copper, and she will hammer it across into the back left corner. Good for the kill. She's got 3 in each set now. 22-13 our score. Here in the third. It was Menzel serving it away, and this hit does not clear from Sally Haken. That'll be a hitting error for the Cougars. Just 4 in this third set. They only had 4 in the second as well, but 10 in the first. It really helped that Phillip cause in that first game. 22-14. Phillip defends. Lures again from the back row. And Burke with the defense, but the return swing up front is long. So Phillip now with 3 in a row, 15 serving 22. Menzel with a nice short serve. The play was there, but Wishman, the setter, got the first touch, and somebody else had to go get it. It is Tessa Menzel with the ace, and now Burke will take the timeout here as we play through game number 3. 22-16, Burke leading Phillip. The winner of this third set goes up 2-1. Let's give you the rest of that. Chamberlain. Miller, the 1 seed, 2-0. On the right half of the bracket, number 5, St. Thomas More is playing in Rapid City against Rapid City Christian. That game at Central High School, so neither team had to travel very far there. Number 6 is Elk Point Jefferson going up against 11 Del Rapids tonight. That's at Brandon Valley High School. Number 7, Parker, as we mentioned, is leading Madison by 2 sets so far. That at Sioux Falls Roosevelt High. And up in Aberdeen, it's Groton area taking on Aberdeen Roncalli in the 8-9 matchup. Out of the timeout, Phillip continues. They defend the return. Blocked and cleared out by Burke. Now back to the slide. Silver Lures on the redirect from right to left. Cross-court shot is good. Silver's first kill since the first game. 17-22. Phillip has scored 5 in a row to cut a 10-point deficit in half. Burke will play this Menzel serve up, and that'll be the stopper they need, with Lana Matusha getting the final say on that point. Key for Phillip now to see, despite one side out, if they can get another one and continue chipping away. Burke isn't too far away from going up 2-1 here 23 serving 17. Tough play of the serve. Lurs keeps it alive. They free ball it out. Burke gets an opportunity. Wishman to Swan. Blocked and played up for Phillip. Lurs is denied at the net, but Phillip keeps it alive, and they'll free ball it back to the Cougars. Outside left. First hit actually into a second hit and a swing by Matusha, but the block was there, and now a tapper at the net is good for Jewel Jones. So Phillip gets that one and done that they needed, preventing Burke from getting to that game point juncture. Josie Rush serves it away, 23-18. Nice touch here on the swing from Sierra Swan. 24-18, it's game point to the Lady Cougars. Miller has finished off Chamberlain 25-8. They win that one in straight sets. Chamberlain had 6, 4, and 8 points in their 3 games on KPLO. Tough night for the Cubs, but Miller's the #1 overall seed. Here's Copper Lurs with a nice swing from the back row. That'll be her 10th kill. Out of the reach of Schoenbaum. That's one set point fought off by the Scotties, but they need a whole bunch more. They must have the next 5. Of course, you got to go one at a time. I believe that was Fillingham serving. Menzel gets a dig. Up to Rush, now Silver Lures. Schoenbaum gets to that one. Outside Indahl, finishing game number 3. On the Wagner Auto scoreboard, the Burke Lady Cougars defeat the Phillip Lady Scotties 25-19. After Phillip won the first, Burke now takes 2 and 3, and they're up 2-1 here as we'll pause for 1 minute, and we've got more still to come from the SoDak 16 7 versus 10 match. We're at Parkview Gym in Fort Pierre, and you're on KGFX.
Good luck from loader tractors, haying equipment, skid steers, and everything Kennedy Implement has what you need.
Repeat that, please. Couldn't hear you.
Halftime spot, CHS.
Kennedy Implement carries New Holland, McCormick, Woods, and many other
no worries.
manufacturers. Stop by and let them know how they can help you. Kennedy Implement in Phillip.
Did you know that CHS Midwest Cooperative Autumn Rewards provides qualified customers 0% interest, and you don't have to give up any cash or volume discounts? That's right. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, we're working with you to provide lasting success. Customers receive full cash and volume discounts on industry-leading genetics, seed treatments, plus 0%. Your CHS Midwest Cooperative agronomist is ready to help you build a plan for success in 2019. Why wait? Contact CHS Midwest Cooperative today to learn more.
Back at Parkview Gym as the Burke Lady Cougars defeat Phillip 25-19. You just heard from CHS Midwest Cooperatives located in cities throughout central South Dakota. They are our halftime sponsors of KGFX Sporting broadcasts here. We thank them for being a part of this as we can call it halftime. 3 sets down, maybe 2 to go, but maybe only 1. Especially given the way the Burke Lady Cougars have played these last 2 sets. Their serve has basically been the one thing that has started over this match, or at least get it swinging in Burke's favor. Phillip in this 4th game going to have to come out and try to find a way to slow that serve down, get better plays up, get in some system, and start making some swings that count. And we'll see which team ends up moving on to the state tournament next week. Burke had 12 kills in that set compared to only 9 in third for Phillip. Phillip with 7 hitting errors, only 5 for Burke. Burke also continues to get the aces. Actually, it was a 2-2 even draw in the ace department serving-wise. Phillip actually had the serving advantage with fewer errors in serve there. One of the Class B matches in central South Dakota we're keeping an eye on. And Miller-Faulkton area has defeated Dubrook in game number 1, 25-16. So the Lady Trojans strike first there. Here, Phillip gets the first point of game number 4. Tapper across off of the Linz Dakota Mart first serve of the set. Silver Lurs will get the point. That's just her 5th of the night. Josie Rush serves. Here's a redirect out on the left side. Taylor Indahl getting it back to the Scott. Right back to her, and then she'll push it away. Back to the Cougars. Indahl swings. Nice reach. Copper lures for the dig. Jewel Jones left side. That's dug out by Matusha. And the tapper on the second hit over from the setter is good. Phillip might have been ready for that a little bit, but I think the set from Wishman, or the second hit, went off the net, maybe redirected it just a little bit. And a 1-1 start here in the fourth. Lurs gets another tap. Second hit punched away by Indahl. Now Lurs, top spin on that one. It was coming down, and we've got an illegal touch, and a lift called against the Cougars. Sometimes these second hits, these hitters are better off to punch maybe that second hit away when they're not expecting it to come to them. They're more comfortable with hitting over the net rather than just trying to get a set pass up. Here's an ace for Jewel Jones. Bit of a misplay by the Cougars. And the Scotties have a 3-1 advantage in the fourth. Sierra Swan swings, blocked back to her, and then she'll punch it back. Now Lurs from the 10-foot line. Silver clears out, and it works out as a misplay in the back row by Matusha, but turns into a kill for Silver Lurs nonetheless. And the Scotties trying to build some momentum here. They must have this game. Second hit from Wishman is back over, and then Lurs tapped it back across. And we've got a half-hearted whistle here, but I think still a good call as Indahl unable to clear. 5-1 Phillip. 4 in a row so far scored here in the fourth. Indahl swings, and an ace block for Copper Lurs, who's trying to fire up the troops on the right side of the floor. Now a timeout to the Lady Cougars as Copper Lurs has her second ace block of the night. 6-1, a good start in the fourth for Phillip. In a must-win game, we'll take a 30-second break for the timeout, and we're back with more in Fort Pierre from the SoDak 16 on KGFX.
Best of luck to the Phillip Scotties from First National Bank in Phillip. We are proud to sponsor the Scotties and our youth in all their activities. First National Bank in Phillip has, for over 100 years, served a large part of western South Dakota by providing quality banking based on customer service. First National Bank in Phillip understands agriculture and can help you make the big financial decisions a little bit easier. Member FDIC.
Back in Fort Pierre, early in the fourth. Quick conversations once again. Phillip got a pancake? No, they didn't. Tap at the net by Sally Haken, or rather Sierra Swan. Will score for the Cougars, and that's the side out they were hoping to get out of the timeout. And they'll take it back. Boy, a misplay here on the serve, but Phillip able to keep it alive and clear it out. Cougars will hit from left to right. Indahl off the net. Nice reach by Lurs. Having to readjust to keep that in play. Here's Ramey Hansen. There's a pancake dig for Copper Lurs. Back to the Cougars zone, a redirect, and Phillip's in the net, but that'll be a kill for Taylor Indahl anyway. And she has her game high, her match high 15th of the night. Taylor Indahl, strong frontline player for the Lady Cougars. Menzel plays up the serve, run down by Rush, but the third hit goes into the net. And again, if you watch that one, Rush had to run a long way as the setter. The setter's responsibility is to get to the ball if and when at all possible after that initial pass. Here's a nice back set. Back to Lurs through the block and down. That one took a hard ricochet. Silver Lurs will score her third in this set. I think Phillip needs Silver to continue to hit hard the rest of the way here. She's been a little bit quiet tonight. Good effort by Jones. The high line drive back over by Wishman, who now has 4 kills as the setter for the Cougars. 7-5 the score. Phillip leads here in the fourth, but Burke is up 2-1 in the match. Joey Carley had to hesitate on it. Got it blocked right back to her. Now a missed hit by Fillingham is into the net. Cougars get the point. Parker with a 3-game sweep in Class A of the team that went all the way to the state championship last year, Madison, as they will not make a return trip. Cougars have it after a nice return, but a good block by the Scotties. Indahl denied, but the Cougars clear it out, and now a dig by Rush is back to the net with no second hit. And it's Lana Matusha scoring for Burke. And looks like we'll get a little quick medical attention. Josie Rush might have some blood on the right hand here. So we'll have a little delay while they take care of that. 7-7 here in the fourth. Phillip had a 6-1 lead early, but Burke has scored 6 out of 7 to counter. Kimball White Lake ladies are all suited up, ready to go. Kadoka area waiting their turn as well. They'll play the next match after the conclusion of this one. They'll do awards for this match. There's a misplay of the serve by Fillingham. It'll be an ace as we resume play. And Taylor Indahl will score her second ace of the fourth. Right back to Fillingham. She can't reach this one. A well-placed serve here for Indahl. And now Phillip needs the timeout as they've fallen behind 9-7 in the fourth set. Burke up a set, 2-1. We'll take a 30-second break. We're back with more from the SoDak 16 on KGFX.
Want to know what I like best about high school sports?
Hi, Darren.
I love watching my son run on the field. I love the fact that since he's been playing high school sports, he's making better decisions. And I love knowing that with the proper equipment, education, conditioning, and coaching, high school sports here in South Dakota are safer than ever before. And that's something I really love.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
9-7, Burke Lady Cougars leading Phillip. Blood on Josie Rush, is, if there was blood coming from the upper leg area. They've got a wrap on that. She's ready to go again. A little tap, and Phillip bailed out a little bit here as they get it back, but Carly will swing into the net. Phillip has had a real hard time since the first set of the night getting in system. They just have not gotten a rhythm at all. Burke will serve into the net with Taylor Indahl, who has played so well all night long. With that aggressive serve, a little too aggressive this time. That was 6 in a row for the Cougars. Now 8 serving 10. Phillip bringing it back right to left. Down the line, good. On the swing for Lana Matusha. One and done go the Scotties. And the updated score 11-8 in favor of the Cougars as Bobby Joe Wishman will serve it. Phillip plays it up in the middle. It stays for Rush to run it down. Phillip will clear it out. Burke, opportunity for Matusha, and she'll score again. Jewel Jones was backing away, expecting libero Tessa Menzel to get in there, and miscommunication leading to another point here for the Cougars. Bad time to have miscommunication. Key to success from Ella Smith tonight included exactly that key word, communication. The better Phillip communicates, the better they usually play. Service error by Copper Lures coming back. And now it's 13-9. And in comes Addison Indahl, the 8th grader, to serve. Good running jump serve, good motion on that. Fillingham with a good pass up to Josie Rush. The swing by Jones is blocked right back to her and unplayable. The ace block here, maybe the double even between Sierra Swan and Sally Haken. Another point for the Cougars with a 5-point lead here in the fourth. Menzel plays up the next one. Up front, Carly punches it backward. And too long once again. And they have a substitution here. Joey Carly struggling this trip through the front line. She is out. Arlie Spry back in, the sophomore, for the her second tour of duty tonight. Indahl serves too long this time. 3 service miscues by Burke in this game. But they still lead by 5, 15-10. Menzel with a good, well-placed serve. Taylor Indahl palms it out. Now Lures is coming on the slide, blocked back, but a nice job by Copper Lures to keep it alive. Silver clears it away this time. Now shoved out by the Cougars. Phillip with another opportunity for Silver in the middle. No good. Matusha comes back, blocked, back out of bounds. Boy, Phillip was doing all the swinging on that point, but the one swing that Burke finally got is a swinging kill for continue to impress. A net serve that'll crawl over out of the reach of Menzel, who is ready to take that serve, but then it hits the net and it falls in for the ace. Matusha scores 17-10. Phillip needs their second and final timeout of this 4th game as Burke leads 2-1. Back after this 30-second break, you're listening to the SoDak 16 on KGFX.
Good luck, Phillip Scotties, from your fans at Phillip Motors in Phillip. So far this season, you've proved that talent, determination, and working together as a team are the keys to success. Go get them, Scotties. The Phillip Motor team is behind you all the way. Phillip Motor, a proud supporter of high school athletics and activities. And the Phillip Scotties, next time you're looking for a new vehicle, stop by Phillip Motor and visit with the guys or call 859-2585.
Back in Fort Pierre, Cougar fans enjoying themselves. Phillip fans had a great start to the night, but Burke has had their number ever since that second game began. They're 8 points away, are the Cougars, from punching a second straight trip to the State B volleyball tournament. Out of the timeout, a hard serve by Matusha, who had an ace going into the timeout, gives one back this time. 17-11 the score. Phillip's turn to serve. Rush with a nice soft one across. Punched back. Easy play for the Scotties to set one up here. Rush outside to the right with a back set, and the Cougars will have to run it down. Job and hustle, they'll clear it out. Now Menzel to Rush again. Back row, it's Lures, and Copper will miss it. Into the net. Pretty good opportunity for the Scotties, but it's been that kind of night, unfortunately. Copper Lures may have had an open look. Now a new server. No, I take that back. That is Haken. Serving for the Cougars. 1, 2, 3. Over. Reflex action for the Cougars. Now Jewel Jones softly to the back row. Swan. Dug out. Fine. Good for Phillip this time. It's Cappy West. Haven't heard from Cappy in a while. Third kill of the evening here, 18-12, side out to Phillip. Phillip serves. Jones gets it away, played by Laney Schoenbaum. Good pass up to Wishman. Punched out by Taylor Indahl. Second hit is over, but not for long. Silver Lures has the block of Wishman. Ace block for Silver, saw that second hit coming this time. Point to the Scotties. Good line drive serve right over the net by Jones, but it comes right back. I think that was the second hit here for Taylor Indahl. The pass on the play up of the serve comes right to Indahl. She's ready to go over on that left side. Now Burke leading 19-13. A little miss on the play of the serve, but Phillip is able to clear it out. Now in the middle, Indahl has to adjust again. Burke will follow through into the net. Net violation on the Cougars. Harley Spry is back in up front as Menzel rotates out. Her libero spot obviously cannot rotate up front. Phillip gets the play of the serve back. They'll go to Copper Lures, block back to her, but she'll get it back up in the air. Second hit swatted out. Good effort by West. And now Indahl comes back. Another opportunity on his second hit. Ball just got hung up in the air, and Taylor Indahl tries the near sideline, but misses wide to her right. Phillip hanging in there, trailing by 4. 15-19, Silver Lures with the serve out of there. Punched away Tough angle by Ramey Hansen. Speaking of tough angles, Arlie Spry gets one back inside the antenna. Now back to the Scotties. Lurs will swing from the back row. Got some smoke on that one, but well defended by Indahl. Now Indahl swings at the net, and they're playing it on. They say Phillip got a touch on it, so the Scotties still working. Cross-court shot. Good dig by Schoenbaum. That's why she's the libero. Now Rush runs one down. Phillip clears it away. A very rare long volley tonight. Back to Phillip. Lurs again from the back row. Nothing doing. It's Silver with a dig this time. Rush back to Silver. No good in the net. Long volley, and again it goes to Burke. (20-15), big point for the Cougars after Phillip had scored a couple in a row. Now an ace for Burke as Indahl has her third ace of this fourth game. T-4 and counting for Burke to punch a ticket to the State B volleyball tournament. They lead 21-15 here in the fourth, up 2-1. Menzel gets under this one, but it angles back over the Scotty bench. Another ace for Taylor Indahl, the 5'9" junior. 22-15. Cougars. Just 7 losses on the season. Phillip only has 5 coming in. That's Matusha, and there was a touch by Menzel. I'm not sure if that would have gone long or not. It landed out of bounds, but there was a touch. Lana Matusha with her 5th kill of this set. The offense just too strong right now by the Burke Lady Cougars. Menzel gets a good play on this one. Copper Lurs too strong. Trying to get some momentum going in one slurs will put Burke to match point. 24-15. Phillip without a timeout. Has to try to get back in this one themselves. Played up by Menzel, tapped out by Spry. For the finish, Matusha is out of bounds. Burke thought they had that one. Bev Ball says that one was about a couple inches long, though, so Burke's celebration will have to wait just a little bit here. They still have 8 points. Nice run down by Wishman off of a nice serve by Phillip. Copper Lurs through the dig of Schoenbaum, this time to the back wall. That'll work for Lurs. First kill in this game. It's her 11th of the night to lead the Scotties. 17-24. Phillip still needs 7 more. We'll have a quick post game after this one. We'll tell you why in just a little bit. Battle at the net. Phillip is across the line, and Burke is going to the State B volleyball tournament for the second year in a row. Final score on the Wagner Auto scoreboard in Game 4. It's Burke 25, Phillip 17. The Cougars defeat the Scotties 3-1. 17-25, 25-17, 25-19, and 25-17. Let's take a quick 2-minute timeout. We're back with the post game as you listen to high school volleyball, the SoDak 16 on KGFX.
Phillip Health Services, with decades of patient-centered care, continues today and in the future through a hospital, nursing home, home health care services, clinics in Phillip and Kadoka, physical and sports medicine therapy, and assisted living.
I hear you.
I've got about 5 minutes before we got about 5 minutes before they announce lineup. So if you want to take 5 minutes, that works for me, as long as I can grab it back. But I can't start my internet stream until you finish up with yours.
That clinic
Right,
Doka
okay.
and Phillip have been serving the needs of area ranchers and pet owners for 30 years and are proud to be part of these business communities. Doctors Bill and Norma Headley provide vet supplies and all types of veterinary services for pets, cattle, and horses. With surgical centers in both Phillip and Kadoka, Headley Vet Clinic is there when you need them. Wishing the best of luck to all area athletes in their competition. Success is no accident. Hard work pays off.
Good luck, athletes, from Kennedy Implement in Phillip. Stop by Kennedy Implement and check out their large inventory of new and used farm equipment. From loader tractors, haying equipment, skid steers, and everything in between, Kennedy Implement has what you need to get the job done right in a timely fashion, too. Kennedy Implement carries New Holland, McCormick, Woods, and many other preferred manufacturers. Stop by and let them know how they can help you. Kennedy Implement in Phillip.
Best of luck to the Phillip Scotties from First National Bank in Phillip. We are proud to sponsor the Scotties and our youth in all their activities. First National Bank in Phillip has, for over 100 years, served a large part of western South Dakota by providing quality banking based on customer service. First National Bank in Phillip understands agriculture and can help you make the big financial decisions a little bit easier. Member FDIC.
Back in Fort Pierre, it's Burke moving on to the State B with a 4-set victory over the Phillip Lady Scotties. And, Burke coming in as the 10 seed is the first team in Class B that we know of, actually the first team that we know of that has finished their match. And they might shake up the bracket a little bit, but there's some good matches that'll still be going along. But if all the favorites, if all the other higher seeds win these other matches, Burke would actually be the 8th seed going into that state tournament, and they would play the top seed, probably Northwestern, in the first round of the state tournament, the first match of the state tournament next Thursday at 12 o'clock noon in Sioux Falls, and we wish them the best of luck. Quick run through of the post game here as we're getting close to the start of Sully Buttes and Chester area from James Valley Christian High School. Darren Boyle will cover that one, and we'll be moving over with our second match here from Fort Pierre to KPLO-FM for Kimball White Lake and Kadoka area. In the kills column, here are the stats: 41-29. Burke with the advantage in that one. Haley Indahl, 16 kills. Lana Matusha has 10 to lead the way for the Burke Lady Cougars. 11 kills is tops for Phillip in the person of Copper Lures. Silver Lures plays her final match at 7 kills. 3 for Cappy West, among others. Joey Carley, Sam Fillingham with 2 each, and Josie Rush with 1 kill. But the serving is where Burke made their money in this one. 14 service aces, 5 of which come from Haley Indahl and 3 from Lainey Schoenbaum, all in one stretch that seemed to turn the tide in this match completely. That was a 6-0 run early in the second set for Burke. They went up 9-3. Lainey Schoenbaum had 3 aces in that stretch. So 14 aces overall for Burke. They did have 14 service errors, but that's a product of just really good aggressive serving. Phillip gets 6 aces, 2 each from Jewel Jones and Copper Lures,